Boy, howdy.
Get you in a little bit. Right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's that one.
Yeah. Looks good. Go for it.
Are we live?
Yeah.
We are live. Hello, all. Welcome to the coverage corner here. It is the interview space. I'm here with Alex Lim, who just dispatched Scott Munro in his team's event. Some fireworks going on the end of that of your match there with the little dog rolling sixes. How was that? How did that feel?
Well, Comet is a very good boy.
Yeah.
It's
Especially when you're high rolling.
yeah, rolling multiple sixes. I did just turn over to my team captain at that point. I said, "Kieran, I've rolled 2 6s," and he said, "Okay, good. The game's over." And then my opponent was like, "Oh, yeah, we'll see." And then I rolled a 5. I'm like, "Okay, look down. Comet's at 10. You're at 10. I'll deal you 10." He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
So
Comet's a very good boy.
yeah.
Safe to say. So you're playing the is it Naya initiative?
Yes.
Yes. So what's your favorite points in your deck? No, don't tell me what your points are. Just what's your favorite point?
Probably Minskenbu. Like, I feel he's one of the good reasons to be green. If you look at the Highlander meta as a whole, you'll see a lot more aggressive strategies are leaning towards red-white for things like Fourth Aerlingus, Comet, White Plume Adventurer. But with White Plume being gaining a point up to 3, I felt it was just a bit too much to justify. But I really like adding the green to these red-white aggressive strategies because it gives you a lot more explosiveness in your game plan. You're able to accelerate threats out before the control decks are able to deal with them properly. So I'm running like 8 Dorks, Ancient Tomb, Simian Spirit Guides, and Lotus Petal. So it really just give that deck that explosiveness.
Yeah.
'Cause
And you do play the initiative theme in your deck, right? Yeah.
yes, yeah, we've got Caves of Chaos. Actually, it was supposed to have Undermountain Adventurer, but it didn't make its way back in because I just didn't bring it with me. But we are.
That's a very good reason to not play.
The committee as a
I've been that
whole
person.
do not enjoy the initiative strategies being a dominant part of the metagame, and I think adding a point to White Plume really forces you to commit, like, this is what I am doing, and it is such, like, 3 points is such a huge cost.
Yeah, it's up there like with some really powerful cards in the 3-point category, which really makes you think about the White Plume Adventurer.
Yeah.
It does mean you have to get more creative with your points. And Comet is very much worth a point, as we saw in that match there. But it's cool. And also, all your mana dorks can randomly maybe get back the initiative if like they deal with the creatures or something, they get it back. You've got some random dorks. I can see.
They can get suited up as well, because sometimes you want to, if you're taking the left path to forge, put 2 counters on something, you can suit up a dork to get aggressive.
Often gives you a body for sure.
Yeah, but the initiative does put a clock on games. It says this game will be ending relatively soon, and for a lot of people, that's not the kind of Magic that they want to play. And I don't know. For that reason, I don't really mind.
Wouldn't love that.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing the initiative cards get pointed a bit more, because it gives you those longer back and forth games.
That's cool. Moving off the points now, I want a team event.
Yeah.
How do you know your teammates? Are they good friends? Do you meet up just for the event? Like, tell us about how you know each other.
So, my teammates are 2 of my best friends.
Oh, cool.
And we love the team format as a whole. There was a team event on in Sydney. I forget the store that was running it, but Kieran was working in Adelaide and I was busy in Melbourne. And I drove up. Kieran flew across, and we played with the same team. We got our Team Brain Prawns.
Team Brain
We
Prawns.
put 2 members into the Pro Tour at the last Australian RC.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Australia, New Zealand RC.
Yeah. Second only to Team Faction, who did put one. You got us on the last RC. We got one player in the PT, you got 2. We'll come back stronger next one.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's awesome that your team, you guys crushed it. It's a very cool shirt.
We love it.
We
We had
love a good team
one
shirt.
of our guys design the little logo
Yeah.
after he had some fever dream after top 8ing one of the RCs, and he's like, I just have this image.
Yeah.
And he drew it up. He's so talented.
That's awesome. All right, so it's awesome that you're good friends with your teammates. Who's the weakest link on your team?
Well, look, if I have to say, we have I've qualified for 1 Pro Tour. Kieran's qualified for 1 Pro Tour. He's our team captain.
Yeah.
And Cooper is a judge who judges more than he plays.
Okay.
He has registered Loris in his sideboard. He's playing Blue Moon. Can't actually cast the Loris. He was just missing some cards and thought it'd be really funny.
Well, that is very funny, but
It's okay.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Kieran and I won our games really quickly, so we
yeah.
could stop playing.
And Cooper was up a game in his match, so you guys were about to pants your opponents. So Cooper. All right, we got rid of Cooper.
I'm sorry. I love you. I love you.
He doesn't. He does.
It's okay. I get to crash at his place in Sydney for
Yeah.
the RCs. So
This is all in jest. So you get to replace Cooper with any historical figure, living or dead. Sorry, Cooper, you get replaced with. Don't say Hitler.
I'm a big Paolo fan.
Hello.
Vita Dama DeRosa.
Oh no, you can't say a pro player. That's cheating.
What? Any living or dead, he's still alive.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
like,
this is more tangible.
but you could also be playing with Socrates or something
Okay.
like that.
How about a cardboard cutout of Elite Spellbinder? Is that okay?
Sure.
Cool.
That's a good answer. You know what? That's way better. That's a good answer. It's a silly question, eh? But you're playing with Cooper. You're 2-0 now. Yourself, Kieran, Cooper. You guys are crushing it.
Yeah, and we had the very winning strategy of getting the buy in round 1.
Oh yeah.
So that
That's good.
It's very, very talented, very skilled.
And so you'll love that, especially round 1.
Yes,
That's the
yeah.
best time to get around. All right, so we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank
I'll
you.
Give you a fist bump. And good luck in the next. Hope you keep crushing. Roll more 6s.
Yeah, will do.
Au revoir. And that's all from us in the interview corner.
Test. Lovely. All right. Christ almighty.
Snugging. Love.
Hey, chat. As I said, gonna have some interviews today. At the moment, the match is still going. That was on coverage. We'll get to Alec on the floor when we can. But for now, I am joined by the lovely Trent, one of the owners of Plenty of Games, our hosts for today. They're running today's event and tomorrow's event. They're also making sure that coverage is possible, so huge shout out there. Trent, say hi.
Hi. Hello everybody. How are we going? I'll go this way. Yeah, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to run these tournaments and have the streaming set up and we got 81 players.
Yeah, 27 teams.
Yeah,
81.
27 teams. I wanted 90. I wanted the 15 teams, but it's great. People are loving it. People are having a good time. The space is cool enough still, considering it's supposed to be 40 degrees outside. So yeah, I think it's going well. People are enjoying themselves. 20 minutes overtime round 2, not great. People can sort that out, but it's been good. Enjoying it.
It's really good to hear. From everything I've heard, everyone seems to be enjoying today. Obviously, the logistics of a team's event are a bit more hectic than any normal event, and I think most players in the room are relatively experienced and would understand that. Be aware of each round taking a bit longer, each judge poll taking a bit longer. So it should hopefully be fine. I imagine it'll be wrapping up sometime later on tonight. But we're not here to talk about the event. We're here to talk about POG.
Okay.
Trent, what is your favorite part about working at POG?
Doing thank you, Alec. Doing these things, like doing events, being able to be there for the community, like our team. The reason that we created it was by the community, for the community. We realize that we've said it a few times, Isaac's Isaac's gone on note many times about when POG was created. The reason why it was created was because there was a lack of like competitive places or places where people could like with like-minded passions could hang out and do their thing, and that's how it came along between myself, Joel, Scott, and Isaac. And we're in our third year now. We can do, we work really hard. We work really hard and to deliver good results and put on good tournaments and kind of give players what we believe they deserve.
Mhm.
We all come from a Magic background. We all come from a card like perspective. Some of us, like Isaac, professional standing. Like some of us gone on Pro Tour and things like that. So we understand the way that tournaments should be run. It shouldn't be run, and we try to endeavour to, give people what they deserve. Nice seating, cool space, reasonably well-run tournaments, happy judges, happy players, happy prize support. So it's by the community for the community, but that's why we created it. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a loyal patron of POG, I mean, I love this store. You guys are doing a great job with it. I've never had any issues with staff or events or facilities. The toilets here are fantastic. So if you're ever in Melbourne and you need to go to the bathroom, come here and check it out. Now,
shout out POG toilets.
Now, I don't know how much you can talk about this, but are there any big plans for 2025?
Stay tuned.
Good answer.
Mm.
Good answer.
Mm.
In that case, I think we're going to have to cut to the other interviews. So, real quick, is there anyone you want to shout out in particular?
Shout out my workshop. Yeah. Been in my opening hand a few times today. Shop into serum powder. It's a banger. Like no mulligan. That was good. Won that too. Shout out to everybody. Like on a real thing. Like it's again what I just said. By the community, for the community. It's great that people come up, support us on a 40-degree day. People have flown down. It's great to be able to do these events and just shout out everybody that supports POG.
Lovely. Well, that's it from us in the interview corner. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to make sure to get more POG people on camera. So for now, you'll see a BRB screen and we'll get the other interview set up and we'll go from there. You're now unmuted.
On mute?
You're unmuted.
I'm muted. You can hear me now.
Yes. So camera's up there. You might want to slide over. Hey chat, Volty here. This is my lovely friend Alec. He's going to be with you for a bit.
Also known as Ghoul Looking Ass in the chat.
I'm going to bring some people to have a chat, but you shouldn't have to do anything.
I shouldn't have to do anything.
You should just be able to talk to people.
Get a little peek behind the scenes here.
I'm going to go do a bunch of tech stuff on my end and make sure that the next round doesn't cause anyone to have a seizure, because it's real bad. And that way we can be ready to go for top 4 as well. But otherwise, I will leave you with Alec and I'll bring someone in.
And we've just had round 4 or 5?
5 of 6.
5 of 6.
It's still going.
It's still going. 5 or 6 is still going. We've got one more to play after this. And I'll just scoot this over so I can see chat.
My name is Charlie.
Charlie? Who's Charlie? Someone's called Charlie, and I was just going to introduce without realizing. What's up, chat? Now, I don't know what's going on here. How many people we got? Don't mind me. We've got streaming live here in sunny Melbourne. Beautiful day here in Australia. Melbourne, Australia. It's close to 40 degrees. It's stinking hot. Everyone's sweaty, but that is what it is. Charlie is behind you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Not Celestial. Hey. I got my first victim. Welcome.
Hi, Twitch chat.
Welcome, JD. Let's
Hi,
make
Twitch
this
chat.
nice and small so we can still see the chat coming through. Now we've got JD here on the mics with Ghoul Looking Ass. That's my screen name.
You guys should have seen what just happened to me.
Yeah. What just happened to you?
I'm playing in the
Actually, give me that.
I'm playing in the 1-2-1 bracket, baby, and
Completed stuff over there.
very competitive. And I'll leak it. I'm playing Thoracle, and I put Thoracle on the stack, and I Demonic Consultation. My opponent
Sounds good.
goes, that's all fine. While we're still resolving the Sarsa's Oracle trigger, gonna Gaia Reach Sanitarium. We'll both draw a card. That one's in play. That was face up. So I'm pretty dead.
Oh, you died.
I died, yeah. It was pretty cool.
That's unfortunate.
Can't
Look,
draw a card if you have no cards in library. That's not how that works.
onboard tricks are the trickiest.
They're the trickiest ones. I was chasing Volti. Is Volti here?
Volti was here. Now she's left. She's doing
She's
tech
somewhere.
stuff.
Okay, cool.
Has Volti sent you in here to do an interview?
She said come do an interview at some point.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's exactly it. I was thinking, did you just straggle
Yeah,
in to
no,
grab your lunch or something?
No.
Yeah, so I'm just doing
Are
interviews.
you interviewing me now?
This is an interview. We're live.
Lock in.
We're live. Oh, we're peeking the microphone. Let's
Sorry.
go.
Lock in.
Sorry, we get a little crazy here. All right, so your neck record you mentioned 1-3 now.
Now we're 1-3-1, I believe. Yeah.
1-3-1.
Which is a
Got a draw
banger.
in there.
We got a
Who's-
cheeky draw.
Who's the slowest player on your team?
Probably me. It's probably.
Probably you.
I think we're. We did have a draw.
Yeah. Who's to
But-
blame?
Well, in that draw, it was Braden that drew. But
Throw
I
him
mean,
under the bus.
I think he's faster than me in general. But I mean, fuck him, right?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
well,
Definitely, he's way too slow.
Yeah, way too slow. That's good. All right, with name and shame, Braden.
Yeah.
Usually
Braden
quick.
Woods, get him.
Usually quick, except for that one time.
That one.
We don't forget.
We don't forget.
We don't forget.
Might have been his opponent. Could.
No.
Okay.
That's not how
We
we're
weren't
playing.
versing Mulch, so
We're-
it's not clear. It's not clear.
We're not playing the blame game that way. You having fun today?
I'm having fun. I lost in pretty embarrassing way there, and another embarrassing way earlier today. So I mean, it's always feels a little bad to lose to things that are just you shouldn't do. But I mean,
It happens.
it's my first time on a Thoracle pile in any tournament, so
That is pretty brutal. So you're on.
we are learning.
Because you usually play Time Walks.
Usually playing Time Walks, yeah.
Is someone
most of the
else
time.
playing that deck in your team?
No, just have a bit of a read on Time Walks at the moment that it's a little bit weak to some of the best answers for the rest of the meta. Very, very strong graveyard meta at the moment. A lot of combo going around. Thoracle obviously is combo deck and has its own things that it loses to, but wanted to avoid the graveyard strategies today. Didn't want to die to Rest in Peace. Didn't want to die to like an annoying unlicensed hearse. So just played a little different. Try something new.
That's all right. Hey, sometimes you got to make a metagame, Paul. So you work at Plenty of Games.
I do.
How long have you been working at Plenty of Games for?
I reckon I was officially hired in 2022 August. It would have
So-
been August or September.
Was there an unofficial time period?
I was.
Did Trent exploit you for labor?
There was
give up the juice.
there was a period of time where in I reckon July of 2022 where I came in and a few other people came in. And the store had been open for like 3 months probably in physical person. And they had a bunch of cards to be sorted, like a bunch of bulk and shit. And I told the team that I was like, hey, I'm looking for a job, but I'm also just like, I kind of just want to volunteer. Like, I don't have a job at the moment, and game stores are the place I want to be all the time. So I'd be happy enough to just like volunteer or hang out or do anything to help you guys. Obviously, I would love to have a job and get paid, but
you
Yeah.
use that to weasel in.
yeah. So Trent was like, well, we're not going to pay you nothing, but we'll pay you store credit to sort bulk for like a
Good
week
move.
or so. I
move.
did this with a couple other people. And then we finished all the bulk, and I thought that'd be the end of it. I came in early the next week for, like, might have been Modern or something. I just came in 3 hours early. And Trent was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I might just, like, wait, see if anyone comes in, wants to play some games. I'm here for an event 3 or 4 hours. He was like, I was just about to pick up the resumes. Do you want to do some work? And I was like, yes.
Nice.
And the rest is history, as they say.
That actually sounds like a kind of boomer story of how you went in, gave a good strong handshake, and just asked nicely for a job, and he gave you one.
I mean, that was very much Trent's initial attitude to the
Yeah.
business is like, just get the soul read on the person, see if they look like a good person, good worker, and give them a chance, and then go from there. Back when the store just started, they didn't have time to do very thorough interviews and stuff. They weren't even necessarily looking yet. So, yeah, I got really, really lucky, of course, but like to hope that I bring enough to the business that it all works out.
Yeah, so we love seeing your face in. And what we is me. I can't actually speak for anyone else, but I think I can.
I'll speak for me. I love my face. It's bang up.
Yeah. Nice. Just one quick second, chat. I'll just sort out something. All right.
We're back.
Sorry, we're professional here with. All right. Done a quick professional questions. Now do a fun question. How good do you think your team is? How good do you think your team would be at servicing a car?
Servicing a car?
Yeah, do you think you would be able to change the oil and change the air filters, or you think you would ruin your car irreversibly?
Okay, so me personally, I'm a negative 12 on this one.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think my boys probably have done that. I'm pretty sure they both drive. I don't drive. I've never operated a car. I don't know how cars work. I would
It's all magic anyway.
I would either kill the car or myself or both if it was me, but I think they can figure it out, yeah.
So 2/3 of the team is good at that.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a winning match.
That's good.
That's a winning match.
That's
right
good.
there, just saying.
All right, thank you very, very much for your time.
Thanks.
We're going to move on to the next interview.
See ya.
So everyone in chat, we will move on to our next interview, our next star of the show. Welcome to the stage, Kira. Hello, Kira.
Hi, how you going?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing so well today.
Don't give her easy questions, okay? She's sneaky, this one.
Yeah. Kira, how is the Elemental Blasters team doing today?
Oh, I haven't checked in on them. Is that Graham's team?
I think so. I don't actually know.
If it's Graham's team dropped from the event.
Oh, it's a Graham King.
Graham King, yeah.
Yeah. That's rest in peace. Long live the king.
Long live the king. Yeah. I adore Graham. I think he's very lovely.
Oh, he's the best.
Good egg.
Alrighty. Now you work at Plenty of Games. How long? Yeah.
Jeez.
How long have you been working at Plenty of Games for?
I've been working at Plenty of Games for about 1 year and 3 months now.
You're in 3 months. So that's
It's very-
15 months.
15 months. We'll count parents count their children.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going until it's an unreasonable amount of months to start saying oh my little baby, 96 months old.
Yeah. Yeah, just say he's 12,
Just get over it.
Yeah. So you've been working here to the point where surely your teeth are growing in, and still no solids? I don't know enough about you. Are you excited to try solid foods in the fridges here at Plenty of Games?
I'm really hoping that we've got mashed pear and banana.
Yeah, that'd be good. I could go for some of that right now. All right, so we've got a big event today. We've got 2 events going on, but who cares about the
We actually had 3 events today.
3 events, yeah, but only one mattered.
Only one matters, and it is Team Unified Highlander today.
Yeah,
and
no, I thought no, that's a mistake.
Sorry.
We mean modern Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh shoot, of course. We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Modern today.
No shade to the Yu-Gi-Oh players.
We love our
but-
Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Thank you for coming in. It's
Yeah.
our first modern event of 2025 for Yu-Gi-Oh!
And
So
I'm sure they love being surrounded by so many Magic the Gathering players.
they're very used to it.
I'm sure they are. So and I see you. I come into the store not as much as other people, but I come here a bit, and you're often here for a lot of the big events.
Yes.
So you're a veteran now, dealing with
with
huge
all of
swaths of
this.
people. Yeah.
Absolutely. I consider myself somewhat of the community manager. Someone who
Yeah.
is looking out for
That's
the
funny because I also consider myself that, but it's okay.
I mean, look, we can do this together.
No, only one. It's like the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones.
Oh, sure.
So you can sit there for now, but
Right.
I'm afraid you will.
We'll have to engage in subterfuge.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually watch the end of Game of Thrones.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Yeah, that's what I gathered from all the outrage.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure they all get jobs in America afterwards and then become very successful actors. Spoiler alert.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer we have left in the round. We're just going to keep time. It's time in the round now. All right, so I'll wrap it up. Move on to the serious questions. If you could team in a Magic team event,
Yeah.
with any historical figure, living or dead, who would they be and why?
This is such a fun question.
Mm.
I
Don't say Hitler.
wasn't going to.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Generally, as a Jewish person, I tend to avoid that.
This is my stream.
We're ruining Violet's name on purpose now. A historical
I said
figure.
don't pick.
I think a fun combo. I think Dolly Parton.
That's a good.
And I think Dolly Parton for like one arm of the team.
Mm.
And
Also, she wouldn't be in the middle seat.
I thought I was to be in the
Yeah,
middle seat.
yeah, of course, you're in the middle
Look,
seat.
Dolly is love, Dolly is life.
Yeah,
I'm heading the team right now.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a lot of responsibility to
That's-
put on me.
Dolly Parton's a great answer.
I think Dolly Parton, and then I think like Danny DeVito on the other side.
That's a good pairing. I would also love to see Dolly Parton and Danny DeVito hang out.
Mm.
I think that'd be great.
Dream blunt rotation, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This is fun, like trying to kill time, but not having any idea how much time to kill.
It's
So-
it's very hit or miss. We've had a couple rounds where we've gone to time for 2 minutes over, and we've gone to 20 minutes over. So it's
Yeah.
team
Team events.
limbo.
Team events usually can go very much over time, but actually, I was very shocked that it was only 2 minutes over time with one of the rounds. So great job, everyone.
Round of applause to all of our team players today,
Yeah.
and a special shout out to Isaac
Yeah.
because all of this started with Isaac.
Yeah.
This initially was Isaac's like yearly birthday Highlander event, and now it has become our biggest Highlander event
Yeah.
every single year.
Yeah, it's it's good birthday.
Good birthday, good turnout, nearly 100 players.
Mm. Yeah.
How,
It's very popular.
how many people usually come to your birthdays?
No further questions. I'll be asking the questions here.
Be
Thank you very
asking
much.
the questions.
What's another fun question can I have? Which commander do you think would make the worst housemate?
The Mimeoplasm.
Yeah, that could be anyone then.
But just because he's ooze.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Ooze
then
is
like Slurk,
slurp.
all ingesting.
Yeah.
Or Leovold, Emissary of Trest.
Yeah.
Like,
So you
you
got
know-
some slimy boys and then Leovold.
And then
Also slimy.
also slimy in
Yeah.
a different, well, because like that's your housemate who's like, can you Venmo me 20 cents for the ketchup of mine that you used? And
Um,
also, you left the lights running for 20 minutes longer the other night. I will be like adding that to your portion of the electricity bill.
And like the mimeoplasm is also bad, but it's like you just get a mop. You just get a mop and clean up after him. Like I'm kind of sick of doing this, but like honestly, I'd rather not have the notifications.
Could
for
be
that.
worse. Could
Yeah.
be worse.
Yeah. Also, what's Venmo? What the heck? This is something Americans have, but we don't.
Yes, Venmo is the American version of Beam. Do
Beam.
you guys not have Beam?
No, I just use my
Like
bank.
PayID.
Oh yeah. Because
But
we
the,
just
the crazy thing with Venmo is that the money can sit in Venmo and doesn't go anywhere. And so you can like have like an accruing amount of money in Venmo that you just pay people back with. The
Mhm.
Venmo economy for like college students in the US, huge. I for a period of time had like $100 in Venmo that I was either like going up or down on just based on paying people back and like never had to touch my actual bank, which was nice.
Yeah.
Felt like fake money.
Yeah, that does seem like fake money.
Mm.
That is very strange.
America's a strange place.
Yeah, well, no kidding.
It's a very strange place.
Um,
Don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah. No, from a distance, we can tell that seems weird.
It is nice to observe America from a distance, I will
True.
say. Very nice.
Sure. What other weird magic questions? Which commander do you think would be a great person to run for office in America? I do like this action of like
Yeah, it's very accusatory.
strange question.
Demand an answer.
Any
Demand an
thoughts?
answer. Imara?
Mara.
I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna think of like a lot of like green. Oh, like Azami, Lady of Scrolls.
Yeah. Yeah. If like any politician was like a lady of scrolls, it'd be
Mm.
like
Makes
They-
sense.
if I've read more scrolls than the politician I'm voting for, that's bad.
Or like Lavinia.
Any
Lavinia would be a good politician, I
Yeah.
think. But like good like in not capital G lowercase g. Be a good politician, but like that's kind of subjective on what you think good and good versus effective is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really interesting thoughts here.
How many different ways can you slice a commander sandwich?
Yeah, well, triangles, little
Tri-
squares. What's another? I've got some dumb questions here.
I'm ready.
All right.
Hit me with it.
Hang on. This is very professional when you look up your phone and stuff for random prompts to talk.
You have to fill the space.
Da, da, da. No, I'm not gonna. Some of those are inappropriate. So
These are questions for Trent.
yeah. I've got some questions. I've got some
We've got some
hard-hitting questions for Trent. So you, what games do you play in the store? What games do you play that you would sell in the store? If you play other games that you don't sell in the store, don't.
Don't talk about
Yeah,
them.
don't worry about it.
I'm a Magic player. I also play Star Wars Unlimited,
Oh, cool.
which is really fun.
My housemates are big into that. They love that game.
It's really fun. I enjoy saying things like, and then I, resource a Star Destroyer
Yeah.
into the space arena.
Yeah, that's. I mean, tapping a swamp for mana is like cool the first time you do it, but after a while it's just like I tap this land.
Yeah.
Whereas like I resource the Star Destroyer.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
I'm gonna resource and deploy my troops to the planetary arena.
Yeah.
Feels a bit better than all right, and then I'll cast.
I got 3 green.
I've got 3 green. I'm gonna tap 2 and cast Farsi.
Yeah. So speaking on the Magic, 'cause this is a Magic the
This is a
Gathering
Magic,
stream.
yeah.
What kind of stuff do you like to do in Magic?
I'm a filthy grubby standard player.
Yeah. But in that format, like what's your sort of gameplay style? What do you feel most at home playing with?
I really enjoy control decks.
Cool.
Especially
Hey.
especially right now in the meta. I think control holds a really interesting position. Control is flagging in the meta as well. I think we lost a lot of really good pieces during the last rotation. Shout out Memory Deluge,
Yeah.
goodbye forever. Lost a really
I've cast the heck out of that card.
we've lost a lot of really good pieces, like blue-white control especially, I think has really seriously been flagging. But I think there's a spot open for it in the meta considering how much aggro there is, and I'm ready for my game plan to stop you from doing what you want to do.
Heck yeah. Cool. So how long have you been playing Magic for?
I've been playing Magic for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, nearly 5.
At what point did you decide, like, do you remember a specific moment when you were like, oh, I kind of want to play control decks? And if so, what was that moment like?
I wanted to start playing control decks because I started by the first deck I ever really played. This is back in Zendikar Rising Standard.
Mhm.
I played Gruul Landfall was my
Yeah.
first deck, and I loved that deck so much. And then I got tired of playing against it, and I decided I wanted to stop people from doing that. I think coming up frequently against fast, hard-hitting aggro really makes you want to just get people to slow down a little
Yeah.
bit, and especially the end of the last standard rotation and the current standard season are so fast and so aggressive.
Yeah, they're as powerful as it will be for a long time.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like I thought we had gotten as bad as we could with Gruul aggro in Wilds of Eldraine and Monstrous Rage, and then we printed Turn Inside Out, and then we printed Leyline of Resonance, and then all of the Valiant Mice got printed, and it was just
Yeah.
card after card.
The ley line really annoyed me because there was too many times when I thought I had some interaction and then it didn't matter because it just, whatever I counted, it was like, oh, that's fine, but the copy.
The cop, yeah,
No.
we finally have. Was it time stop back in standard? But who can pay for that in this economy?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that would be a good way, if you could cast it for free, that would be a great way to shut down triggers on Leyline. But thankfully, Leyline, I don't think, sees too much play in the main deck anymore.
Round's not up.
Round is not up, so we've got a
Keep
little more
going
time
if you want.
to. Yeah, we'll just keep this podcast going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's actually a good thing. If you could make Magic card free to cast, any Magic card free to cast, what would you make free?
Oh. I don't know. I kind of want to say discontinuity. I love
No.
discontinuity.
That would be heinous.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
And the turn. And
Yeah.
the turn for free.
In response, I end the turn. Wait
Well-
a second.
Well, so Sundial of the Infinite for 1 mana, you can do that, but only on your turn, which is
Yeah.
the sticky thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are good cards to cast for free? What are annoying cards to cast for free? Again, I think Discontinuity is a good one. I think Memory Deluge would be so annoying if you could cast it for free.
But you would have spent no mana.
You would have spent no mana, so you can't look at the top.
That's
cards.
actually a good funny answer.
Yeah, this Memory Deluge.
Yeah, Memory Deluge.
You never get to look at cards.
Cool. I think we might wrap that up.
I think I heard Jimbo yelling in the background.
Yes, so we might wrap this up, put it on the BRB
We'll
screen.
skedaddle.
That's it for me for the meantime. To all of you lovely folks at home, we'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cameras up there.
Hello, everyone. Bolty here. We've got the results of the last round. Nathan, in fact, did find lethal, and so his team is going to advance. That's Nathan, Basser, Brennan, and Richard. We also have the Cooper's team on the other side. We believe that they are also in top 4. We'll get the results at some point, and I'll fill you all in. But for now, I'm here with Maya, one of our judge staff today. She's an incredible person who works very, very hard, and we see her at a lot of events. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone in the community was aware of how much effort and energy we've got going into the events from the judge community. So Maya, say hi.
Hi there, folks. I'm Maya. I'm kind of your friendly neighborhood L1. I do a lot of the events, plenty of games that don't require the level 2 super judge. Yeah, judging's great. Highly recommend.
Now, in terms of today, we've got 27 teams. We've got 81 people in the room. It's a very different event to what we're used to, especially in Highlander, which has always traditionally been singles. So in terms of the teams event, how has that been for you guys?
Yeah, the Teams event it's been really, really good. It's been a good deal of fun. It's actually my first time tackling a team event specifically. Of course, I have the wonderful Jimbo to help, which makes life so much easier. But it poses some interesting rules challenges, especially surrounding communication, which is something you really do have to be on the lookout for. Just because it's so easy to, when you're already conversing with other players, to generate advantage from something as simple as getting up to go to the bathroom and accidentally seeing your opponent's cards and all that sort of stuff. So we do have to be very rigid on, if you do stand up, if you do leave the table, you're not allowed to interact with your opponents. And the penalty for that is quite harsh. It's considered outside assistance, which can give you a penalty up to a match loss, which is, it's very, very tricky. The team portion, though, has been great because it means that, of course it means that there's a lot more interesting interactions from a judge perspective because people are a little bit more limited in their deck building capacity, especially because today we are playing with team unified points, which means that each individual can only, individuals cannot share points. So if player A is playing a Soul Ring, player B cannot also be playing a Soul Ring. And it's been great fun. It means that we've had a really wide diversity of matchups. And as a judge who a lot of my job is to sit next to players and watch them, that makes my life, just that little bit better.
Well, that's really good to hear. Now, you're a relatively recent judge, I would say, in terms of the grand scope of Australian Magic. Obviously, we've had quite a lot of changes in the judge program over the years. We used to have all the way up to L5s back in the day, and you had to be an L3 to judge a PT, and then GPs changed, and then PPTQs happened, and suddenly L1s and L0s and L2s, and all of these levels were incredibly impactful. And then all of that collapsed, and it was very interesting for everyone. But in terms of a relatively fresh L1, what would you say that experience was like?
So I consider myself relatively fortunate in this regard because I came into judging with Judge Academy. So I had access to a lot of really good training materials. I obviously had access to the best mentor, no offense. And I had all the resources at my disposal, and I really enjoyed that. As somebody who didn't have access to what was before, because I never really had the opportunity to judge prior to that, I I have perhaps the benefit of seeing kind of the history of the Australian judge community in a relatively positive light. And I put emphasis on the word community there because that's really kind of what the judge program is, especially in Australia, where we have such a glut of, incredibly skilled, but also incredibly kind and compassionate judges, especially as you go up the food chain. It made the process really, really positive, especially in Australia, because so much of the Australian judge community and so much of judging in Australia feels more like you're working out who is going to run events amongst a group of friends, as opposed to perhaps the bureaucracy that you would have to face in somewhere like the Europe or the EU or the US, sorry, where there are, thousands and thousands of judges all either competing for similar events or where, your name is not known. I think there is just about, I think half the judges in Australia have seen my face before, which is an incredible thing for the community because it means we're all highly connected, through the Slack and through events. But it's also just amazing when you compare to something like the US or the EU or other regions where there are so many and people don't know your name or your face. So there's a lot of, as you develop, there is a lot of kind of like targeted nurturing and development, not just from your specific mentor, but also from leaders in the community and even my fellow L1s and L2s who are all very, and every judge is always keen to sort of bring along a new judge and, nurture them into as good a judge as they can be. And that's a really wonderful thing that we kind of uniquely have here in Australia. And it's something that I've benefited from greatly.
That's a wonderful answer. I mean, I come from the old days of judging, as you know, and I distinctly remember sending emails to Brewer and being like, "Hey, I'm going to apply for this event. You're going to see my resume. Just a heads up." And it was very formal. It was very bureaucratic, but at the same time, it was efficient. It meant that you could apply for events in neighboring countries like Singapore and Malaysia if you wanted to. I know that Alan did a lot of traveling because he's trilingual or quadrilingual, and he would apply for Japan and China and whatnot. And as things have changed, I think it's really important to acknowledge both where we were and where we are now. And I think in terms of how judging has developed over time and how events have developed over time, I think we have a great judge team across Australia. We have some really solid L3s. We have a bunch of solid L2s. We have me, obviously, when I decide to. And then, we have a growing, fostering community of L1s. Now you're going to get the hardest question of the three. If you were to make a fruit smoothie out of 3 pointed cards, what do you believe would taste best?
Goodness.
I know, yeah.
See, I don't play a lot of Highlander, so I have to differentiate in my head between expensive cards and cards on the points list, because I would immediately say something like Drop of Honey. That would be that would be the place to go. In terms of cards on the point list that would be particularly delicious. Are there any like, I think depending on your preferences, if perhaps you are a Tarask Talarian Academy would be quite delicious. And you could argue similarly for Caracas, although it might be a little bit dry. So you'd need something to kind of mix it up, which means we're probably looking for something water themed, a blue card. Maybe as you're munching down, just for a little bit of spice, you throw in a Hulbach. You really kind of, you get that little bit of liquid, that kind of density. And considering a lot of those cards are played in the same decks, really all you have to do is pick up Isaac Staples.
You missed the obvious answer, which was Gush, which gives you all of the liquid that you need.
Sure, but I don't think I want my smoothie ever to be gushing.
I think that's going to be it from us for now. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, Maya. We're going to be right back. We're going to get the BRB screen up while top 4 is getting set up. There'll be a couple of... we'll be back. we'll get the coverage set up, and hopefully we'll have some semis and winners interviews for you later. But otherwise, that's it from me. That's it from Mayo, and we'll see you soon.
See you later, folks.
Hello and welcome. Welcome back, Volty here. We're getting set up for the top 4 at the moment, but I'm joined by the lovely Isaac Lee here to my left. It's really important that today's event, the Plenty of Games Team Trios event and tomorrow's Winner Library are associated with Isaac's birthday, which is today, tomorrow.
It's actually on Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it still counts.
Well, the inspiration for the event is I really want to play Highlander on my birthday. And so we've just scheduled it every year so that it's the weekend that is closest to my birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Look, realistically, Isaac is one of the biggest people in Australian Highlander, ex-committee, tournament organizer, a massive face in the scene, and I really wanted to get him on camera today, so it's nice that I've got him here. Say hi properly for us.
Hi properly for us.
Thank you.
I'm very funny. So you've been doing a bunch of work on this. You've been doing a bunch of work on the website. You've just joined the committee. It's very cool to see. Also, we had what do we have? 27?
27 teams.
27 teams today. So 80 odd people, which is just phenomenal, right? To be playing teams. I get to play with my wife as well. So Wanchin and my good friend Jesse, who we worked on this deck together. And so we've actually played every year together, and we alternate Jesse and I who gets to play the artifact deck. This year I did not get to play it, so I was often looking over at Jesse, just
having fun without you.
Yeah. In fact, one of them I was looking so hard that both me and Michael Billinghurst were looking so hard at the more entertaining match that he inquisitioned me, and I didn't put my necromancy in the bin, which was pretty awkward. When I cast that necromancy 2 turns later, targeting my Atraxa, and that game ended in a concession from me because of that error. But it was just an awesome day playing teams and having fun and just playing Highlander. I love it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I mean, I've loved covering it. We've got so many people in the room playing, and team magic is really hard to put together. And so hopefully we get another couple of team events during the year. And I imagine if we do get those, Isaac is going to somehow be involved in them.
I've already got one. So Mana Clash in April 27th, 28th, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that weekend. We have 2 pieces of power up for grabs for Highlander Worlds on the Saturday. And then on the Sunday, it is Team Highlander, but not unified. So you can actually play 3 copies of the same deck if you want. So it'll be an interesting mix-up. A little bit different to this event, which was a unified points list. So you couldn't have the same pointed cards, but you could have fetch lands and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how people go at Mana Clash and whether we have some teams that play 3 versions of the same deck or whether we have people playing different stuff.
I think we'll get both, yeah.
I hope so.
Well, this is really awkward because you keep answering questions before I ask them. So let's see what else we can. So how did your team go today in terms of fun equity? I think that's the most important thing because you went 3-3 or 4-2, but realistically, Wanchin was on coverage and you guys seem to be having a good time all day.
Yeah.
So how was your day in general?
So we started off 3-0. So we were going pretty strong there. And then the wheels came off when I had a deck list error, which actually was a bit awkward. It just didn't copy paste properly from Moxfield. So yeah, we'll have to look into that one. But that's definitely, there's a few of us that got done by that.
Oh, okay. Noted.
So I lost that game, and then it meant that Wanchin and Jesse both had to win. And there was a few there's a few times where I lost and they both had to win. Like I lost very quickly, and then they both had to win, and then one of them some nail biters. But yeah, it was awesome. There was some really complicated board states. It was cool. Like a couple of times, like one chin asked me for help, and I could help, and other times where she's like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Figure it out." I'm doing Nadu stuff. Trigger. And so yeah, just had a bunch of fun. All my opponents were really lovely, and yeah, we played some good Magic. Yeah, just a great day. Yeah.
Well, that's really good to hear. I mean, at end of the day, this is a fun event. There are big prizes up for grabs, obviously, and people are here to compete, and people have traveled from interstate to do battle. But, you know, this is a community-driven format. It's a community-made format. These events are run almost always exclusively at the expense of the TOs. And so making sure that everyone actually has fun is such a high priority. We should probably wrap this up very soon because I believe Top 4 is playing. But in 20 words or less, what does POG mean to you?
Welcoming. The word that comes to my mind at the very top is safe. So just a safe space where people can like enjoy playing games with a bunch of like-minded people and have fun. Like so it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that we've created this space, and I hope that continues with lots of exciting events in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, as a POG local, safe is a very good word. Very solid choice. So that's it from us here. I'll probably get Isaac on coverage tomorrow to have a real conversation just because we're under a bit of time pressure here. Teams events tend to run over. But we'll be back very, very soon. We'll catch you all soon. And we have a winner. I'm happy to congratulate the team of Brennan Crawford, Richard Owen, and Nathan Bassa as the winner of Team Trios at Plenty of Games. We had 27 teams today that battled it out, 81 people, and 3 of them are going home with a Savannah. I'm going to attempt to get them into the room for an interview soon. They're still currently packing up, so we'll give them some time. But commiserations and well played to Scott, Torrin, and Adam. Getting to the finals is a great effort, and very well played there. Looks like we've got Richard coming in. Mike's live. You can come and sit down.
Sure. Hello.
That camera there. You'll need to scooch over a bit. Lovely. How you doing? How you feeling?
Excellent. It's always nice to watch my teammates win after I finished 20 minutes ago.
I was going to bring that up. Now, you obviously have played my Fight Nights. You've played a lot of Black Lotus, and I imagine you put that card on the stack many times today. How does it feel knowing that your deck is more expensive than your teammates by such a large margin?
Fantastic.
And how does it feel just playing less Magic than them and being in the middle where realistically you could be talking to them, you could be communicating and helping them, or you could just check out and kill your opponent in 4 minutes?
There is extreme value in annoying my teammates. Letting Brennan know he's playing badly and being a coward is the key to sitting in the middle, which is really why they let me sit in the middle, because they knew I'd be done fast. So I could spend the time helping.
As someone who has played a lot of team events, half of the time the middle seat is the captain who drives everything. The other half of the time, you're the mascot, I guess is the way to phrase it. And I think your team really emphasizes that. We had Basser on coverage, who's a natural showman, obviously. We had Brennan on coverage once, and he died, and it was miserable. And unfortunately, we couldn't get you on coverage, but we did see little snippets of your games throughout the day. Now, in terms of the event itself, how did you prepare? How did you choose teammates? And we'll get into the deck building after that. But for now, you heard about this event. You know what's on the horizon. What do you do?
It was pretty easy team-wise because we just ran back last year's team. So Basser and Brendan and I all played together, and I think we top forward. last year, and we're all still playing Magic and all playing well. In terms of prep for the event, obviously I've been playing a ton of Fight Night. I played in the Tabernacle event last week or whenever it was.
Week and a half ago, 2 weeks
Something
ago.
like that. Recently. So I've been playing the deck a bunch. So I haven't changed it too much. The lists are pretty similar. We have a little Discord group where we're chatting about stuff, and Brennan was pretty locked in on Breach early. Bassa has many, many, many different artifact combo decks, and was audibling around on all sorts of interesting things. So
yeah, I mean, I saw him ask for a card in the events and lending that I had never heard of before. Some random 2-mana thing that shocked something. Do you have any idea?
Oh,
what that
is this
card
the
was?
2-mana red card that when it enters play, it deals 2 damage and you can sacrifice artifacts to make it 3/3?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are Bassa staples, these kinds of
Like,
cards.
at the very least, Pyrite Spellbomb works with a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, well, Pyro Spellbomb's a combo with all the Auroch Salvages combo. That's just a value card. I don't think there's any combos. The Bassa can probably correct me. There's some ridiculous, like, Phyrexian Devourer combo. I only know, like, Black Lotus and Tinker combos.
Well, those combos are pretty good. Okay, in terms of strategy and deck building, so this is a unified points format. You have to make sure that your points are different across the board, but obviously all 3 of you are playing Volcanic Island. How do you decide, in simple terms, how do you decide where your 21 to 24 points go?
Yeah, so my deck's easy because I'm always playing Storm, and I was like, my deck's great. I just want the points. So Bassa said, you play what you want, and I'll build around it. So I got Lotus, which is easy. No one else wants Lotus. Tinker, he did mention that maybe he wants it, and then Urza Saga and Mana Vault we're sort of talking about. So after a couple of fight nights in, I was like, right, I think the best build of my deck is Mystical Tutor and Mana Vault. So he said, right, I'll build building Urza Saga. He does have many decks, so I think he was okay working around my points, which was very kind of him. Brennan's easy because Breach's points are pretty locked in. He did also consider playing Thoracle just to make the points easier, but then he found an artifact build he liked, so he just played that. But yeah, we're all playing Lion's Eye Diamond combo decks in Unified Points, which is gas.
Yeah, I mean, I was theory crafting this event, and I was thinking about what decks you could play, and realistically, a bunch of the combo decks in the format have very fixed points that don't integrate with other point spreads. It really depends on if you're playing the interactive combo decks, having, 2 Force of Wills, and having to remove one of them can be an issue. Usually comes up with the Thoracle shells. But Breach having so many of its points dedicated to nonsense cardboard that doesn't do anything, and then Storm having the exact same thing, and then Bassa deciding to spend points on some real stinkers. It's cool because we saw a lot of different point spreads across teams. So there was mid-range deck, combo deck, control deck, combo deck, moon deck, for example. And I think if I was to look at the day from the start and I was thinking, okay, we need 3 good players, we need 3 good decks, I think save money on your team pretty reasonably. I expected you guys to top 4. Pretty glad that you did. I like Bassa. I like you.
Brennan's medium. You could say it.
Okay, so we're going to start wrapping up here, but in terms of tomorrow, are you playing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll be probably running back the exact same 75. Maybe 1 or 2 sideboard changes, but same deck.
Gas. We do love having Lotuses in the room. Hi everyone, Volty here. Today's video was brought to you with the lovely help of my patrons and donors who you can see up here on screen. If you would like to financially support the content, there's links down below, and you can make sure that if you're able to and you want to help support the channel, that you can do so. You'll also get your name visible up here on screen as well, which is very cool. If you are watching this on YouTube, please consider subscribing. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps out the channel a ton. And if you're watching this on Twitch, please consider clicking that follow button as well. The bell will let you be notified of when streams are going live. But otherwise, that's it from me. I'll catch you all next time.